Hey everybody, so today I wanted to show you one of my favorite Tacoma mods that I've done here on my 2nd gen Tacoma, and that is these locking bed compartments. They work great, they're super easy to do, and I did it for just about $10. All you got to do is replace the old latches, and it works great. As you can see here, the locks are super easy to use. Just get your key, turn them, just like any normal lock. Keep tons of stuff in there. As you can see here, I like to keep my hitch in there since I'm not currently using it, and it fits great in there. But you could also keep, recovery gear or pretty much whatever you gotta keep in there that'll fit, as long as it doesn't have to get wet, because those compartments do let a little bit of water in, not a lot, but just a little as a precaution. So for this project, you're just gonna need a Phillips head screwdriver, a socket set with a 15/16 inch socket, or you could also just use a normal wrench, a little bit of blue Loctite, a Dremel, or you could also use a file, and then these cabinet and drawer locks, which I just got from my local Lowe's, or you could also get them on Amazon, and I'll leave a link in the description, and a couple pairs of pliers. Okay, and to get started, you're going to want to take off your bed compartment plate and then start to unscrew the latch. There's just a single Phillips head screw on the latch, and you just unscrew that, and then I chose to put it back together in a little Ziploc bag in case I ever needed it again. And here you can see there's the extras from the other latch. And once you've taken your latches off, you'll see the plate looks a little bit just like this. And you're going to want to take out your Dremel or a file and just slowly start to shave around the insides. And you can also use the outer lock piece and make sure that test fits in there. And once it fits in there, you can go ahead and jam in that outer lock piece, as you can see here, making sure to orient it in the upwards facing position with that plus sign being perfectly even and straight up and down. And just press it in. If it doesn't go in all the way, that's okay, because you'll get it to go all the way in and seat fully once you start to screw on that outer nut. And with that outer nut, I went ahead and placed just a little bit of Loctite on there just to make sure it didn't come off from any vibrations. And then I just hand tightened it down and then took my 15/16 inch socket and screwed it down hand tight with that. Now you don't need to go super tight with tightening it down, and just hand tight should be good. That way you don't overstrip anything or start to bend that lock, because it could be a little bit fragile. So the lock kit I got came with 3 different size latches, and for the bed locks you're going to want to take that larger latch piece here, and as you can see I've already put a slight bend in it that will help make sure that it fits in properly into those little cubbies and actually lock. And I did that, I just took 2 pairs of pliers and put them right about in the middle. You want to do that bend there, just 2 pairs of pliers below that little V you can kind of see on the latch. And I just put about a 30-degree bend in there, and that seemed to work best for me. It's kind of just trial and error. Put it in, make sure it fits. If it doesn't, bend it a little bit more and see what works. And then next, you're going to want to take your lock barrel and just slide it right into the rest of your lock housing. And then you kind of can just hold that in there and flip it over. Make sure you keep it on, keep your finger on there so it doesn't fall out. So now we can begin assembling the back of our lock, and as you can see I just put that washer on there just as a placeholder so I didn't lose it. And then I took that back screw and I placed just a little bit of Loctite on there again, just so nothing rattles loose and falls apart. I did have a little bit of a problem with that earlier when I didn't have any Loctite on it, but putting the Loctite on seemed to fix the problem, and I haven't had any problems since. Then you're going to want to take your latch and just put your latch on top of there on the upwards position, and then take that other full washer, put that on top, and then screw the screw in. Okay, and so now that we're done assembling our lock, we can go ahead and stick our key in and spin it left and right, make sure everything's working correctly, and go ahead and install that in our little cubby in the back and make sure it latches in properly. As you can see here, I'm just turning the key, making sure that it fits, and it does. Now, I also found that spraying just a little bit of WD-40 inside the lock made a huge difference after like a couple of weeks in terms of making sure nothing in there was rusting or getting stuck and just keeping that lock operating smoothly. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video and hope you guys were able to learn something from it and maybe do this mod yourself.